Mike Dawson, good to see you, man. Jerome, what's up, buddy? Amp night? Is it pump day? I don't know, man. We'll talk about the charts in a sec. I saw Crypto Shock. He said, sup, fam? What's going on, bro? Judge Bibles, more forehead, please. I will not take my hat off. I haven't got the haircut yet. So, until I get the haircut, the hat will remain on. Because my hair is shady. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Boo? Javier! Yo! What's up, Jerome? Happy Halloween, bro. Happy Halloween. We had to put the pumpkin on. It was Mike Africa asked for the damn pumpkin. Yep. Edison! What's up, man? Good to see you, Edison, bro. Let's go, man. We gotta load the next pump for BTC, man. Bitcoin making higher lows still. We'll talk some cool shit today, man. Altcoins at a very important level. The whole altcoin market on the teetering of getting rejected or getting a blast to the moon. We'll talk about that. What's going on, Judge? Brett? Dataware? Let's go, man. We got all the homies in the chat today. Trophy? Griff coming in with the... Oh, my God. We're starting off good today. Shout out to Griff. I appreciate that, my man. Came in with the gifted membership. And Judge Bibles came in with the $5 super chats who said more forehead. And I told you. Oh, my God. We can't play this. We can't play this. Is Franco in here, by the way? I got Virgil's barbecue today. Franco's been telling me to get Virgil's barbecue. And I'll tell you this. Virgil's barbecue, you know, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7. Wasn't the worst I ever had. Wasn't the best. But it was good. It was good. I got a pulled pork sandwich, coleslaw, and some potato salad. It was pretty good. But, you know, it could have been better. Who won? Judge Bibles? Let's go, man. Shout out to Judge. Not the right time for our fingers? Okay, we'll put this back on. For the next 42 seconds. What's going on, Griff? Griff's the homie, man. Prickly Preppy. Prickly Preppy, what does your name mean, man? Are you like a preppy, prickly cactus? That's what I think of. Prickly Preppy. It makes me think of like a cactus that is preppy. Like you wear like polo shirts and you're a cactus, basically. Franco's favorite spot, only a 7? Yeah, I'm giving it a 7. I'm giving it a 7. Maj, what would you give it? She spit it out. She spit it out, bro. She couldn't even eat the damn pulled pork. I gave it a 7, though. I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't the best, though. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Happy Halloween, fellas. Happy Halloween, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. May the Bears continue to get kicked in the nuts. And maybe we continue to have good days. You gotta love, I love that meme. I love that meme. Yo, shout out to Raf. What's going on? Bajord said, I'm George. We're all George, bro. Right now, we're all George, man. When you get the green candles, we're all George, my friend. What's going on, Bath? How can you mess up pulled pork? It's not that it was messed up. It wasn't like, you know when you get a pulled pork sandwich and you eat a really good pulled pork sandwich and you're like, oh my flippin' God. And your mouth just waters and you can't even wait for that second bite. You just like go. No, like this one, you know, it wasn't that like, I was missing out on that second bite. You know, it was a good first bite, but you know, I said I give it a 7 out of 10. Franco let me down. He told me it was the best barbecue place he's ever had. You know, and it was good, but nothing to write home about. Maybe I should have got the ribs, but I wasn't really feeling. I wasn't like that hungry where I wanted to like nail an entire rack of ribs. You know, plus 2 sides, and it came with 2 sides and cornbread, bro. I would have been a piece of cornbread if I did that. Anyways, guys, the next leg up loading for Bitcoin. We're gonna talk a bunch of charts today. We're gonna talk the Fear and Greed Index. We're gonna talk about we have FOMC meeting coming up next week. We're going to talk about why altcoins that are at a very, very crucial level, where it's either where we're going to get smacked down from where they are now, or we're going to get a breakout that we haven't seen in about a year and a half, right? We'll talk about that. And you know, just overall have some fun. You know, that's all we can do. Chicken wing, pulled pork. I like that one, man. Pulled pork. Anyways, guys, Bitcoin kind of just making higher lows. The short-term price action's fine. I think there's not really too much you can take from this. You know, we got that first initial move. We came down. We made a low here. This is the 1 hour time frame. We made our way back up. We made a higher low. We made our way back up. We actually dipped below. I sort of have like, you know, you sort of, you know, trend line from those two lows coming up. We actually dipped below those two lows and then reclaimed. You know, a lot of times when you have a trend line like this and you dip below and you reclaim, it's actually a pretty good sign. So we'll see. We'll see if we got enough juice to get us back to 35,000. But man, talk about the decorrelation between Bitcoin and the stock market as Bitcoin continues to hold, only down 0.8% today. And man, you go over to the stock market and they're not having a good time over there. Okay, you look at the NASDAQ got crushed today. S&P crushed today. Dow Jones crushed today. And Bitcoin continues to hold like a rock up here above 34,000. Absolute beast. You can't even say it's not been a beast. Like, even if you're a bear, you got to respect the strength of the corn right now, man. It is strong, and right now it is kicking the bears in the nuts. I love this sound effect. Usually the meme doesn't have any sound, but we got the sound effect today. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll see. Obviously, the short-term price action is a short-term price action, but you know, I continue to remain with the thought process of the move up, the double low off the 50 moving average band back into that 2021 range. I gotta be looking for some of these retracement levels, right? To be hit over the course of time if we're playing this like an old range, right? So good stuff from corn, but you know, I think we all understand the corn. We know we got the ETF coming up. We know we got the halving coming up. So we know the closer we get to those things, the less sellers there's going to be in the market, right? There's going to be less and less and less sellers coming into Bitcoin, knowing that you got those two major things coming up, right? And I think that's a real reason why you're seeing Bitcoin hold despite stocks getting absolutely murdered. Because normally Bitcoin will be down like 10% on a day, not 10%, maybe at least 5% on a day like today. Just no, it just holding there. It is fantastic, man. It's absolutely fantastic. Shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. We got Satoshi Nakamoto in the chat. Holy shit, good to see Satoshi in the chat. I never thought I'd see Satoshi in the chat, man. It's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you. Yeah. Jordan, are you stupid? That's not Satoshi Nakamoto. Christ, man. You really think he would come into your stream? You really think that? He has way too much shit on his plate, all right? He's counting down to the halving. It's in 6 damn months. He's got no time for you. Don't kid yourself. Ain't no one important watching your damn stream. Hey, you're not wrong. The only important person we got watching the stream is Clinty. Shout out to Clinty. He's always important. Is that you, Craig? Yes. Yes, man. Great opportunity for stocks. I mean, listen, like, all year there's been, how many times have we said this for the stock market? There's always something to be afraid about. We'll get to the stock market. I think that the thing today is, once again, I go over to some stuff that, you know, the crypto fear and greed index, right? And I know we're at the greed. We are in greed on the fear and greed index. Now, you might be looking at it as a bad thing. And, you know, here's the thing about the crypto fear and greed index. Sometimes when you're in greed, that just means that you're bullish. Right? And the reason why I say that is, look at some of the times where, see, we just hit 70, we hit 70, what is it? We hit 71 on the fear and greed index, right? which obviously is the highest that we've been since November. We're talking near the highs of Bitcoin in November of 2021, right? But I don't think it's important to look at where this came from the last time we were at this point. I think it's important to look at when was the last time we got to that level and where was Bitcoin on the chart, right? So we got into greed territory. When's the last time Bitcoin moved up? Well, the first time in the last cycle that Bitcoin moved up into greed for the first time, right? And I think you go back to mid 2020, right? And that's when Bitcoin, it was around August of 2020. It was actually the week of August 1st of 2020. The week of August 1st, 2020, that Bitcoin moved up into greed for the first time. Sort of as we got close to the halving, right? So we go back and look and where Bitcoin was, and normally you'd say, holy shit, we should have been going parabolic. You look, Bitcoin was like here, right? It was right in the middle of this run right here, right? Right around this level right here. The last time we went into that we went into that greed point, which, you might say, but Jordan, we're greedy, we must go down. Well, not necessarily, right? And I think it's important not to compare now to November 2020 as we're just going into a greedy territory rather than coming out of a greedy territory. I think it's important to look at where we could be in a relative cycle, right? And somewhere in this period right here where we're getting that run up, that first run up, right? As Bitcoin was in this long consolidation right here, right? Other than COVID, right? You get rid of COVID. This was about a 62 week sideways period in 2019 to 2020 that we went through, right? And we know we just went through, what did we just go through? We just went through an extremely boring period of time, right? Where we just went sideways for 31 weeks, not as long as last time, but still very boring and very long, right? So, and then we broke out, right? So we just broke out, we hit we hit greed for the first time, right? Boom, we broke out, we hit greed. And what did we just do, right? Boom, we broke out, we hit greed, right? So could we be somewhere in here? And we probably, if there's no fear and greed index for this cycle, so we can't look, but I would assume that this is when we hit greed somewhere in here, right? So relatively the same point. So I think it's interesting. And I think having greed come into crypto right now is actually a good thing because we need some greed. You know what I mean? Like everyone's depressed. How do we get new people in here? We need some greed, So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I actually think that's a good thing because the market sentiment is just so shit. I'm going to take it as I think you have to enter greed at some point. And if you're going to do it, it's best to do it when everyone's depressed and down and doesn't seem like anything can go right. And I think that's right about right now. What's going on, Mr. MF? Good to see you, man. Jory, can you stream 4K? I think I can. I don't know. I don't think my computer can handle 4K. My computer can't even handle one animation. All it can handle is this. I love that meme, man. Oh man, Bass said it's the perfect setup. Retail still bears. I agree. I agree. I think it's we are in sort of. Because here's the thing, right? And we could talk about charts and sometimes the charts don't tell the whole story. I'm a big believer in the charts tell the whole story, but obviously the charts are telling that Bitcoin's bullish right now. We're in an uptrend. You can argue that. Right, and be oblivious to the fact that Bitcoin's in an uptrend. Fine, that's cool, but I think you can also look at it from a psychological point of view. I think people are bearish because they go over and look at the stock market, which has been getting crushed since July, and they say, "Why is Bitcoin going up and the stock market's going down?" It doesn't make any sense. So they keep shorting the corn, thinking it's going to be correlated, right? Why is Bitcoin going up? The macro is horrible. The macro is horrible. Stocks are going down. We must go down. There's a recession coming in Q1 of 2024. There's a guaranteed recession. Everyone's talking about it. It must be happening. Even though we just had The highest GDP number since 2021. But yet, a recession's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Yeah, by the way, if you guys saw the GDP number that came out today, oh my God. It's right around the corner. I think we're set up for that weird thing where it's like stocks are getting sent down, but Bitcoin's moving up. And it's one of those things like if stocks find a low and start pushing back up, and Bitcoin's already going up. You know what I mean? What happens then? And that's where it could get interesting, right? So, obviously, we could see the Nasdaq's been getting sent, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and we're in that time period where it doesn't make sense, and that's why I think you keep seeing people short. You're seeing shorts help Bitcoin move up, and you're seeing people shit their pants, right? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. We said people are gonna shit their pants after that fake ETF news because they don't want to miss out. And that's why you're seeing literally no dips on Bitcoin. You're seeing maybe $1,000 dip. It gets bought right back up despite stocks going down because people are scared shitless of missing out. And sometimes that's what it takes, man. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. It's like Kool-Aid, you know? Now, here's what I'll say today. Today, I wasn't really in the Discord. I really wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't really checking crypto. But I know today, the thing was that Bitcoin went down like 2% and the altcoins got sent to the shadow realm at one point. Now they bounce. They bounce now, which is fantastic. But I think we have to remember this. And sometimes we get a little carried away with the altcoins, right? Just remember, if we want this rally to be real, we need Bitcoin to lead the rally. Yo, shout out to Jack Schrader, man. I appreciate that, man. Jack Schrader's always coming in, supporting the channel randomly. You come out of nowhere sometimes, bro, and just throw $5 in. Appreciate that, my brand. And we also had Griff. Griff always comes in with the gift of memberships too, man. I'm telling you, everyone in the chat will be green. And guys, I am bringing back the members only streams. We're gonna do those once a week. Not every day. It's just ridiculous to do that once a day. There's still not enough to talk about. Maybe during the bull we'll do one every day, but there's still not enough to talk about right now. Once a week, right? We'll probably end up doing those on Saturdays. Maybe like Saturday, maybe Saturday mornings, I don't know, whenever on Saturdays. So we'll probably do members only stream on Saturdays, and we'll keep all the other days, open to everyone. But probably going to bring that back as we got some excitement back in the market, and it'd be good to stream on Saturdays again, because Saturdays sometimes can be fun when the market's going up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Griff. Griff came in again, man. You're absolutely insane, dude. What's going on, Griff? Is Griff making gains in the market? I think he is. He made some gains. I love to see it. Drew said, I still need to fix my membership. Drew, you've been here long enough, bro. You supported the channel so much. I don't even care if you have that green thing in front. I don't even care if you have the Viking in front of your name, bro. It doesn't even matter. Anyways, yeah. So going back, let's talk about altcoins, right? They're at a very important level, right? And let's take a look at this total 3 minus USDT minus USDC chart, because this is where we have to, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday. This is where we have to be slightly careful on altcoins. Right? I know it's awesome that they're going up, and I honestly hope they're going up, because honestly, I've caught some nice ones. I've caught INJ, I've caught FET, I've caught PYR, I caught SDEX. I got some good entries on some alts, so I would love those to go up, right? But we got to be a little bit cautious here, right? And be careful of FOMOing at resistance, because total 3 is at this descending triangle resistance, and it's also back at some reason I can't find. Can anyone on TradingView find the 50 moving average bull market support band? I can't find that shit, right? And I probably could make it myself. It's probably pretty easy to code in the Pine script, but let me tell you, man, I'm too lazy to do that. I'm too lazy to code that shit. I don't want to code that shit. But yeah, the altcoin market's at resistance, right? So we got to be at least a little bit cautious, right? At least be mindful of buying into resistance. That's it. Doesn't mean you have to sell, right? As a lot of times selling early fucks you. You know what I mean? Selling early fucks you a lot of times, right? Especially right before the halving. Doesn't mean you have to sell, but just be cautious on buys. because we're at resistance. We are at the 50 moving average band. So this is basically the 50 weekly EMA and the 50 weekly MA, which has given us, it stopped this rally, it stopped this rally, and we are back inside that band again, right? So this is why I think this is such an important part in the market right now. Like, this is a decision point for Bitcoin and for altcoins. Like, I don't think we underestimate how important this next move is going to be, right? Because if Bitcoin has enough juice, because here's the thing, I think everyone's still scared right now. Why is everyone still scared? Because everyone's looking at this as the Wyckoff distribution. Everyone's looking at the one high, the higher high, the third high, and then we're going to dump, right? The power of the threes, 1, 2, 3. Everyone's still a little kind of scared right now. I'll tell you this though, if Bitcoin was able to get another leg up, and we're talking like if we can get up to like 38 to 40K, I think all that fear is going to be gone, and everyone and their mother is going to be FOMOing in, right? I think you're getting a little FOMO right now, but I really think if we get back up, above like 36K, that's when the FOMO is really going to kick in, and that's going to be the real ticket. Because if Bitcoin can do this, because Bitcoin's got to lead the altcoins. Bitcoin has to lead the altcoins. The altcoins will not go up. Some of them will, right? But all of them won't go up unless Bitcoin goes up. If Bitcoin can do this, maybe we get total 3 minus USDT minus USDC to finally break through the 50 band, which it hasn't been able to do like on a consistent basis really since Steady Lads. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been able to do that since Steady Lads. So this is why this is such a critical point in the market, and I'm excited for it, man. And my take is that we're going to go higher. I don't think that this run is over. I think there's people going to be still shitting their pants and not wanting to miss what's coming in the next 6 months between the halving and the ETF. I think we're going to go higher, and it's the altcoin market that gets me thinking some type of way, right? As altcoins are right at resistance, right at the 50 band, and then Bitcoin dominance, which is very important to watch too. It's about 54%, and what's the level we've been looking for? 57 to 60. We're almost there. And what did we say when Bitcoin dominance gets to 57 to 60? That's when we really got to be paying attention to the altcoin market. And we're almost there. I didn't think we'd get there this fast, but we're almost freaking there. So, man, important part in the really, really important time in the market, man. Like this is really the crucial point right here. What's gonna happen, bro? Yo, shout out to C-Weds. We are coming back to test 31K zone before we go to moon. You know, I don't know what to think. You know, all I know is, guys, we're not going to play Pump It Up song until Bitcoin makes... We have to agree. Do we agree if this is a channel? Let me know in the chat, guys. Oh, by the way, we had a few... Squirt came in with another gifted membership. You guys are going insane today. I really appreciate you guys for coming in and doing that. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a shitload of fun on this damn channel during the freaking bull, man.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
We're going to have a shitload of fun, right? I hope everyone's ready to go. And like I said, I still think you got time to sort of prepare for everything. I don't think it's like this imminent thing. But make sure we're ready and make sure we're prepared, because we're going to tackle this shit, right? We're going to tackle this shit. And we're going to do some damage. We're going to do some real damage. 36, in my opinion, I'll give you my take. And yes, once again, my take is my take. I don't have a crystal ball, but the way I see it, and I think we go higher. I think we have another push up that gets us. I don't know. It depends. There's so many levels right here that come in. I think this 40K level right here. It's right about like actually 39,300. Let me just get rid of the fibs real quick. This level right here seems to be an important level, right? See how like we had resistance on it back here. We had resistance on it back here. You can even stretch that up to like 41K, but it's really between 40, looks like 42,000, and you could argue, actually you probably argue 40K. I'd say like between 40 and 42K seems to be like a big level. I think we push into that. Now, what happens when we push into that? I don't know, right? And like I said, none of us have a crystal ball. I'll tell you this, at some point this daily RSI is going to have to cool off because the daily RSI is freaking lit. You know what I mean? And we talked about yesterday, like it doesn't mean it has to go down, but like the daily RSI is lit. It's going to have to reset, but I think we push up higher before it does. You know, and we sort of do something like this, right? We push up again higher, and then we create some like bearish divergence, right? Maybe we push up, create some bearish div, and then we maybe pull back or something. Tests, right? And then maybe we continue up like this. Just a thought. I don't know. My take is we do something like this. I think this would get a lot of people to FOMO. We would get another pullback, getting a lot of people to shit their pants again, right? But it's really just a retest, right? And actually, and we could even front run the retest, which would really throw a lot of people off. And then we just full on send going into 2024. This is my take, something like this. But who knows? Like I said, we don't have a crystal ball, fellas. and remember, during this time, altcoins will go up and down. They're going to be super volatile. Super volatile, bro. The altcoins are just going nuts right now. Like PYR, if you guys saw PYR yesterday, it was up like 20% and then it was down 20% in the span of a day. That thing was going absolutely insane. Man. Where's the bottom dweller? The bottom dweller? I don't know what bottom dweller is doing, man. Let's see. Where's bottom dweller? Where is bottom dweller? I haven't seen him in a while. Do we still have him? I think we can make this guy bottom dweller. Darn. We're still going to 12K. Like, I watched Gareth today, okay? And listen, I subscribe to Gareth because Gareth is a pro trader, okay? He's a professional trader, all right? Now, I'll tell you this. We're still going to 12K. And honestly, if you don't think we're going to 12K with an imminent recession coming, okay, then you're an idiot. Like 12K is in the history books. We are going to see it, right? And you know, you can see that the disinversion of the yield curve. You can see inflation ticking back up and being sticky. I love this guy. This guy's good. I like this guy. He's one of my favorite guys, man. No, man, the 12Kers. Listen, I'll say this. Like, you can be bearish on Bitcoin. I think there's a very high chance. I mean, we said this. Like, the Bitcoin bottom is in. Like, I think calling for prices lower than 14K at this point, like, you're just, that's hopium. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I want to be completely honest. I think it's more hopium to be calling for 12K than to be calling for all-time highs at this point. I'm being dead serious. I am being dead serious. I think it's more hopium to be calling for 12K than to be calling for all-time highs.
Post online.
and I know that sounds crazy, but it's really not, right? I mean, and I think that still shows a sentiment. Like, I mean, to get to all-time highs, you're talking about Bitcoin having to move 100%, which it's done more than that this year, right? To get it to 12K, you would need Bitcoin to drop 65% from where it is 6 months before the halving. Come on. I think 65% of Bitcoin will be sold 6 months before the halving, please. That is more bear copium and bear hopium than calling for all-time highs at this point. It is what it is. Mason said, is the up move volume supported? I saw a post, the up move volume supported. Could be. Yeah, listen, like, I think if shit hits the fan, Bitcoin could still go to 20 to 23K. I still don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But I think calling for less than 14K, that's a pipe dream, man. I don't think that's gonna happen, man. And I'm not gonna say I'll eat a sock if it does, because we all know that happened last time I said eat a sock. All right, let's talk about something important. And I want to make this clear, right? And I think this phase of the market is coming, okay? And maybe it's not coming like imminently, like right now. Maybe it's in a few weeks, but I think we're about to see an important phase in the market. And I don't want people to be fooled. What's the important phase? This is what happened in the last cycle, and it really pissed off a lot of people. And I want to make this clear. What do we know about cycles from the last two? Bitcoin moves first, okay? Bitcoin moves first. And then when everyone piles into the Bitcoin trade, after selling the altcoins into Bitcoin too late, right? It's different when you did it a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago. But when everyone starts piling into the Bitcoin trade too late and getting out of the altcoins, that's when altcoins run. And I want to make this clear, okay? We're not at that point yet. Bitcoin will still lead the charge. But I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. It's the same thing happened last cycle to me, right? Last cycle to me, I was piling more into ETH than I was Bitcoin, right? And why was I doing that? Why was I doing that? I was doing that because Bitcoin was crushing it to the upside. Crushing it to the upside. And I was like, dude, what the frick? Why is ETH doing nothing and Bitcoin's flying to the upside, right? And what happens is you trick your mind. You're saying, all right, this isn't going anywhere. I'm going into Bitcoin. And which is fine. Like, Bitcoin will still probably go up. But what happens is it's about the opportunity cost. You probably start FOMOing into Bitcoin when it gets to all-time highs, and then that's when the altcoins go nuts. And I don't want people to fall into this trap. I don't think we're there yet, but I want to talk about this before we get there. What do we know about the cycles, fellas? And I think this is very important to talk about, right? Because I think this part of the market is coming within the next couple months. Bitcoin moves first, right? If you look at the last cycle, this is when Bitcoin was moving to all-time highs. If you look what the altcoin market was doing, it was pretty much, I mean, it was going up, but it wasn't like this move where it got you pumped. And if you were all in altcoins last cycle, you were getting pissed because Bitcoin moved from 9K to 20K and the alts were just sitting there doing nothing. And you got pissed. And then when you finally said, fuck it, I'm selling my altcoins into Bitcoin, that's when altcoins started doing 50Xs. And I think that will happen again. So be ready for that because I already know how it is. Everyone right now still believes in the altcoins, but I know once we get Bitcoin dominance to 57, 60%, that's when you're going to have a lot of people saying, F the altcoins, I'm going all in Bitcoin. And at that point, it will be too late. The time to do that was a couple weeks ago. If you wanted to do it now, I still wouldn't blame you for doing it right now. But everyone will do it at the last second, and it will bite them in the ass, right? So we got to be prepared for that. Remember, Bitcoin moves first. It gets close to all-time highs, and then altcoins go parabolic, right? Remember that before you make any rash decisions, because I know how you're going to feel at that point. If you're all in altcoins right now, you're probably going to be pissed off for like a couple months. It's just how it is. It's how it works. Just know that's normal, and just know like you're gonna like don't make the rash decision to chase it after it's too late. You know what I mean? The same thing happened last cycle, man. Bass said, does anyone think Chainlink has not bottomed? Not alts are the same. I think Chainlink bottomed. Chainlink's got the classic Wyckoff. The classic Wyckoff accumulation. Let's see. 38K before 40K? Hell yeah, man. Krabby Tree said, I think that has already happened. Alts did not move since February. It's already happened, but I think we got a little bit more to go. I think too many people still believe in altcoins, which is fine. Like, you can believe in altcoins. What I mean by that is too many people think that altcoins are going to the moon right this current second. Once it's everyone just says, F it, altcoins aren't going up anywhere, and everyone's just talking about Bitcoin, that's when altcoins start going back up. You know, I don't think we're there quite yet, though. Where's the guy with the laser eyes? Plan B? I love Plan B, man. Listen, people like to clown on Plan B, but it's like Plan B made way more correct calls than most people did. You know? I'll say that. Let's see. I leveraged my link to buy 1 Bitcoin. Nice, Blaze. I like it, man. I like it. I like it. Anyways, yeah, that's my rant for today, guys. Just, I'll say this, like, I know it's not fun, but if we want this run to be real, we don't want this run to fade out, we need Bitcoin to solo rally. What I mean by solo rally is not like literally solo rally. We need Bitcoin to outperform the altcoins. We can't have Bitcoin moving up and altcoins going up too at first, because there's not enough interest for everything to go up at the same time. You need Bitcoin to get the interest first, and then money comes into altcoins later. Okay, and just remember, like, that's how it's supposed to work. Don't get frustrated with that, because that's how it's worked in the last 2 cycles. Don't get frustrated. You know, that's how it works. Shout out to Dion. Damn, I should have gave my wife one of those. Wife one of what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Vasco said there's no gains in BTC. Did you see at this point? That's the final last words, bro. It's the final last words. I kind of changed my stance a little bit on that actually recently. I think too many people say that there's not enough gains in BTC anymore, and it's starting to make me feel some other type of way, right? I think the max pain for this cycle would be Bitcoin just like goes to like 300K and altcoins do like a 5x. That would be max pain in this cycle. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't think that. Actually, I think we're going to do the same thing we always do. But what would piss off the most people is Bitcoin goes to 300K and alts don't go to all-time highs. That would be max pain. We need the waterfall effect. True. Shout out to Skillful. Shout out to Skillful, man. And people say there's no gains to be an altcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's up 130% this year. You know, it's literally like the best. I think Bitcoin actually, you know, people talk about how bearish Bitcoin is, but like, dude, it's like the best performing asset other than OJ this year. You know, it's like literally the best performing asset. Oh my God. Especially after equities have been getting crushed the last couple weeks, you know? Exactly, Chaos. They can't, listen, Max Payne can be selling too early too. You know what I mean? Like, everyone talks about Max Payne and just prices going down, but there's nothing worse than selling and seeing your altcoin go up 50x. There's nothing worse than that. That is the worst. Oh, man. Shane said Max Payne will be the pump before the halving. You know what's up, man. Listen, you know what's up. You know what's up. There's always been a theory of mine that we could front run everything. Everyone just waiting for the halving, and we actually pump before the halving. That would be an interesting take too. Which would just kind of defeat it. That would be, I don't know if I believe in that, just because Bitcoin always tends to be in this like cycle where it just does the same thing every time. And we always think something different's gonna happen, but it does the same shit every time. So I don't know if I truly believe in that theory, but I'm positioned. Like, if Bitcoin wants to pump before the halving, I'm positioned for it and I'm ready for it. If it wants to just go at a bull run right now, I am positioned and I would be perfectly content with that. Would I like another 6 months to accumulate before the halving? Yes. But I would be perfectly okay if we went into a bull run right now too. You know? Mike, that's so true. He said when Jordan has no idea what your comment means, he will just say true. That is so good, man. That is so good. That is so true. Sometimes I notice myself doing that, and I'm like, I'm better off just not reading the comment and not saying anything. You know, sometimes I like to read it, man. I just say true. That is so true, man. Oh, that's great. Wade said, 6 months does nothing for me. I have no money left. Wayne, I don't believe that, man. I mean, you're a Bitcoin maxi. You've outperformed every single person probably in the chat this entire year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that, man. Griff said, if I'm sitting on too much cash, I can't help but buy BTC. Yeah, buying BTC is fun, man. It's fun to see the Bitcoin stack go up. It's fun to see the Satoshis go up. For sure. For sure. Sell the yacht. Wayne said, yeah, because I'm all in already. I wouldn't doubt it. I think Wayne actually is all in. Which, listen, man, like, I can't hate on you for it. I can't hate on you for it. Sell a yacht. Wayne's got a massive yacht. He's got a massive yacht. Oh, man. It's still quiet in here, though. How many peeps we got in here today? Let's see. How many of the homies that we got in the chat? We got 600. Let's go, man. That's the most that we've had in months. Nice, man. I like that. Actually. I like that. I think we gotta get back to 1,000. The best way, if you guys can like the stream, that would be fantastic. That's how we get there. Appreciate that, guys. We're back to maybe shilling the like button one time a stream. You know what I mean? It's the best that we could do. Other than that, we talked about Bitcoin dominance almost getting to 57%. I think the other thing is ETH BTC. So there's a lot of ETH FUD right now. Like, ETH is out underperforming Bitcoin, and it is. It's Bitcoin season. It's Bitcoin season, and there's nothing we can do about it, right? Vitalik, he doesn't give a shit. You know why? Vitalik right now, he is still very
happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed.
Come on, guys. Do it with me. Clap in the chat.
Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.
Vitalik's very happy and clappy right now. And I think we have to remember this. You're gonna continue to hear FUD on ETH the rest of this quarter. But just remember, ETH, BTC loves to bottom in Q4s. Every single major low, if you actually go look at it, really every single one. I actually have another one right here I didn't even mark off. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Every single major low on ETH BTC has happened in Q4, the pre-halving year, right? Q4 2015, that was the low on ETH BTC. Q4 2019, that was the low on ETH BTC. And now we're in Q4 2023. And you can see that ETH BTC has been getting absolutely slaughtered, which is to be expected. Why? Because it's Bitcoin season. It's to be expected. So my theory is, and what's happened in almost every single Q4, actually, not even just these years, it happened in 2017, it happened in 2021. ETH BTC will find a bottom in Q4, sometime in Q4. And that could be, what could mark the bottom is like maybe the Bitcoin ETF comes out, Bitcoin gets a massive pump, ETH doesn't perform as well as Bitcoin, and then that marks the ETH BTC low. And then what's funny is we go into next year, and it's kind of funny how everything kind of plays out the same every single cycle. I would be expecting ETH BTC to move up in like the end of January of next year, right? Which sounds like a far away. That's like 3 months, guys. So once again, I think we usually, when ETH BTC bottoms, that's when altcoins start to go nuts too. So, once again, I'm expecting a bottom in the next next 2 months on this. And yeah, I think that's when we could maybe not shift focus from Bitcoin to ETH. I ain't selling my spot Bitcoin before the halving. Your best bet. But maybe start throwing some more money into Ethereum as we get into next year, right? So just remember that. You're gonna hear all the Bitcoin maxi shitting on ETH. That's typically what happens in this time. Just remember, it's normal. This is what always happens. And then later on, ETH outperforms Bitcoin, which I'm expecting to happen again, right? At some point, but it is what it is. Yo, shout out to Interactive, man. Interactive, what's your photo? It's like a little universe thing, man. It's like a little universe thing. I like that. Who's got the best avatar? Mad's got like some... Mad, do you really have a... What's the thing called where you have to change it and get all the colors in the correct side? You know what I'm talking about. Mad has one of those as his thing. Bath has SBF. He's up there with the GOAT. Wayne's got some like sunset shit going on. Dirk's got Dirk. Floki's going nuts. Yeah, let's check out some alts. Let's check out some alts. Yeah, I mean Link's like the same. Like Link has like the same setup as Bitcoin. Really, it's like the 3-day. I mean, you're overbought like crazy, but once again, it's like we go back to some of the times where ETH. Let's go back to a time where where Link has been this overbought, right? And see if it marked the top. And I think this is important to remember, is when something's going up and it's hot, doesn't, just because the RSI is completely overbought does not mean it's the high. The last time it was this high, right, going into it, was you were at July of 2020, right? Where was Link? Link was right here. It wasn't even close to the top, right? Now, we're in the same standpoint? No. It's a little bit, I guess it's slightly different, but if you actually look at this and look at this like from a constructive standpoint, don't look at this as, oh, here we had money printing, here we don't. Just know that could change at any time. Back here, everyone was still bearish and thought we were all going to die from COVID, okay? We had the same little range. Link broke up out of the range, and it just left everyone in the damn dust, right? It broke up out of the range and left everyone in the damn dust. You know, so you're back over here, and, you know, it's just sitting here. I think it's hard. I can't justify being bearish on something that just broke out of a 1.5 year range to the upside and closed up there. You know, it's hard. It's hard for me to be like, Link is bearish right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is a 1.5 year range broken to the upside, just like you had this 1.5 year range broke to the upside. It's very, very hard to be bearish on Link the Slink. Does it mean you can't come test the highs? No, you can come test the highs. And then you would just have the classic Wyckoff, right? You would just have one low, two lows, Wyckoff low, boom, breakout, retest, and continuation. You know, but yeah, Link the Slink, very hard to be bearish on Link the Slink. Let's see. What happened to the Dogecoin millionaire? He's the Dogecoin thousandaire now. He's the Dogecoin thousandaire. He's still on Twitter. He's the Dogecoin millionaire. Which, to me, it's like, you know, the Dogecoin millionaire, you know, there was probably multiple of those. But, like, the thing is, he's the Dogecoin thousandaire now, which is fine, you know. Like I said, hopefully he learned some lessons from last cycle, and maybe he'll do a little bit better this one by selling a little bit more. We all make mistakes. Amp said, "Call me crazy. I'm 15% Bitcoin, 75% alts, resting cash, DCAing." Listen, do I agree with you 100% at the moment? No. Do I think altcoins will outperform Bitcoin eventually? Yes. If it just, you can play it two ways. You can not care about the short term and not care about maximizing gains, basically riding Bitcoin up first and then transferring to altcoins later, which has always been the strategy that has worked the best. If you don't care about that and you just want to buy altcoins, I think altcoins will eventually outperform Bitcoin. The thing is, you just don't know which ones will and which ones won't. You know what I mean? And I know we always say during a bull market, all altcoins go up. It's not necessarily true. There's many altcoins from 2017 that are at zero now. You know what I mean? There's many altcoins at 2021 that are at zero now. You know, you just got to hope that the one you pick does outperform Bitcoin, because there's many that won't outperform Bitcoin. Anyways, so many lost crypto legend this America. They'll be back. They'll be back to they'll be the 2024 crypto legends. You know. Shout out to Shane Matthias though. Shane Matthias, you have stuck with your integrity. You have stuck with your momentum this entire bear. I got to give some shout out to Shane Matthias. Same thing with Wayne. Wayne has stuck through his integrity this entire bear. Bath has stuck with his integrity the entire bear. Right? Who else is stuck? Who else? QM. QM likes to shit on Cardano, but you know, who doesn't? Who doesn't? You know, JJ might be like, you motherfucker. Well, we will pump Cardano too at some point, man. We will pump Cardano too. What else can we talk about? Yeah, I mean, I think there was, you know, PYR. If you caught that move, that was a fantastic move. I mean, just off these lows, which is one I played, that was a 80% move. Did I sell on this wick? No. Did I sell on this wick? No, I did not. I'm still holding this from the lows. So, but I think, you know, at this point, I plan on holding that. Basically, you know, if my conviction on Bitcoin is correct, which I think Bitcoin pushes higher, I plan on holding this. So that doesn't really matter. If I'm wrong and Bitcoin breaks back below, you know, 31,000, I'll cut that. You know, it is what it is. There's too many altcoins to talk about now. I don't want to talk about individual alts because there's too many to talk about. I think the only thing we should be paying attention to is this chart right here. Oops, sorry. This is the only chart we need to pay attention to for altcoins, man. Like, look at this is the 2-day chart. Look at the 50 moving average band on the weekly. Look at the resistance on the weekly. Look at the resistance on the MACD, right? Top of the move, top of the move, top of the move. Where are we now? Right at that resistance on the 2-day, man. Right? This is it. This is a crucial time of the market, man. And this is either where it gets really exciting if Bitcoin pushes up with another leg to like 38 to 40, because that's going to break out the altcoins. Like really break them out. Like not this little pussy move that we have now. Like really break them out. Or are we going to get rejected again and we're all going to be depressed for another few months? That's really what's at stake right now, you know? And it's exciting, and it's also like, it's also kind of like, come on, like we want this now, man. We want this now. We don't want to wait another like 3 to 6 months or longer to get this out. But man, it really is important level for the altcoin market, man. Boom said, Jordan, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's just 31,159. So, you know, my take is Bitcoin's going to move higher. So, I guess like by thinking Bitcoin's going to go higher, I have to go with the altcoins are going to break out. I can't see Bitcoin going to 40K and total 3 not breaking out right here. Unless it's just like literally Bitcoin only moving up, which also I wouldn't be surprised because we've seen that a couple times actually. You know? Man, this is good. This is good. Franco said, do your job. Franco, what am I not doing? What am I not doing, Franco? What am I not doing, Franco? Franco, you're my manager. You need to tell me what to do. If you need to be a Karen at me, you tell me, Jordan, you need to do your job. You are not doing your job correctly. Okay? No, guys, there's no need to play a song right now. The thing about the songs, we can't overuse the songs. We can't overuse the songs because then the songs become irrelevant, right? We have to wait for the right time to play a song. Is this the right time to play the Wake Up to Asia song? I don't think it is the right time to play the Wake Up to Asia song. Franco said, talk about alts. But here's the thing about talking about altcoins. I want to be respectful to everyone in the chat, right? I want to be respectful to everyone in the chat. I don't want to talk about one specific altcoin because there's a high chance that 99% of the other people in the chat don't own that altcoin, and no one gives a shit about the altcoin I'm talking about. Right? If I start talking about, you know, SHIB, there's probably 3% of people in here that own SHIB, right? Just because there's so many altcoins now. So 3% are going to be like, wow, I really like this. The other 97% are going to be like, I don't give a shit about SHIB, you know? So I think what really matters right now is if this breaks out, you will see most altcoins move up. You know, I think this is what's really important right now. I don't think the individual altcoin TA really matters yet. It will at some point, but I don't think we're at that point where like the individual TA really matters. Other than like, okay, something's at support, you take a shot, you know? I mean, that's really it. There's still gonna be some alts that outperform, like Soul, Link, you know, the typical ones that have been outperforming. I think we'll continue to outperform. Franco said, he's right. Thank you, Franco. Thank you, Franco, for at least amending it. You know what I mean? Oh, man. True. Thank you. Denise agrees too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I like talking about individual altcoins, but I know like most people don't give a shit if I talk about an individual altcoin. And then people just leave because they're like, okay, we're talking about freaking Kuku Inu. No one gives a shit about Kuku Inu. You know? That's my take, at least. Talk about how bad John M's fantasy team is. John M's fantasy team is horrendous. Horrendous. It is horrendous. Let me tell you this. The Celtics, though, look freaking good. The Celtics look freaking good, man. I'll tell you that. Man, KP came in and dropped a quick 30 last night. Man, I'm so excited for the Celtics. If the Celtics don't win the ship this year, that is an embarrassment because this is the best team we've had. They got to win the ship this year, man. Like it's ridiculous, dude. If they don't win this year, I give up. I give up. Jordan's leg is rising. Oh, it's rising all right. It's rising all right, man. You know why? Because I love that meme. My leg is rising, man. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Oh, shit. I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press it, but fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go look at something that's pumping. We can just... AVAX is pumping. Woo! We'll just act like we didn't do that by accident. Near's going up. Woo! Near looks like a nice little Wyckoff. Near's starting to look like a nice little Wyckoff, I will say. I don't want to talk about individual altcoins. I still have this magnet down here. I really hope we don't go to that magnet, by the way. But remember we said there's two ways that I get bullish on these on the alts that have this set up. Like this is how a lot of altcoins look, right? The ones that just didn't stay in the range the whole bear market. The ones that look like this. So Near and AVAX and Polkadot. How do we get bullish on these ones? We gotta see the Wyckoff, bro. We gotta see the beaver. We gotta see it. And I know it's gonna say, oh, here we go! The freaking Wyckoff! Here we go, Jordan's gonna talk about Wyckoff again. Christ, man, I'm sick of talking about the damn Wyckoff, bro. When moon! We don't give a shit about no damn Wyckoff accumulation. How do we get bullish on it, though? Other than going lower. How do we do it? Let's go back to Near, because Near's probably the best example. There's two ways we can get bullish here. Either we go down in the next support, or we reclaim back above the lows. And the problem, I think the one issue we have with Near right now is you got I want to get back above these November lows. See these November lows right here? And the problem we have with that is the November lows and the bull market support band are at the same level, which means that's going to be a freaking tough cookie to crack right there. That's going to be a very tough cookie to crack. But if Near gets back above this and then holds, what do? That's where we get bullish here. And then that's when we play this shit back up like that, right? And it's getting interesting because we're going back to test it. But I want to see it get back above that November. Boom, right there. Yeah. Preferably back above the bull market support band, but because it's been below it the whole bear market. See, I mean, that's been a resistance. That's been resistance, right? Look. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going back up to test it. If we get back above this and hold, oh boy, we going up, boys. And we ain't going to this damn magnet. And I will gladly get rid of this damn magnet. Because I don't want to go down there. I would love to get back above this damn band. Hold that shit. And go flying up to the freaking moon. But we got to do it first. We got to do it first, man. We're right there, though. We're right there. So, we'll see. Anyways, I ain't talking about that. Bass said near BTC monthly too. Yeah, man. I mean, this is the classic Wyckoff structure. We just got to get back above that November low. That's it. We can even go to... Yeah, let's look at near BTC. Oh, my God. Dude, the thing about these altcoins, too, and I think they've gotten crushed. Like, let's just keep it real. They've gotten crushed against Bitcoin. But look where they're all at. I mean, it's kind of insane. Like, look where near BTC is. Near BTC it just took out its bull market low. Look at that, man. That's some crazy shit. It took out its bull market low. It literally retraced the entire gain against Bitcoin right there. Right? And that's not the only chart. I think you look at near BTC. Another one was DOT. We looked at DOT the other day. Look at DOT BTC. And this is why, dude, this is such a crucial point in the market, man, because this is where it could get interesting, right? Because look at DOT BTC. It literally retraced the entire bull market gain against Bitcoin, and it's sitting right at the low, just like near. Look at that shit. That's crazy, man. And this is why this is such an important part of the market, because we have total 3 at multiple resistance levels. MACD, trend line, bull support band, 50 moving average band. Such an important level. We got Bitcoin that we need to have another leg up in order for that to happen. Man, this is going to be exciting next couple weeks, man. This is going to be, whatever what happens, whether we get rejected here or we go higher, this is going to be an exciting time to see what happens, because you got things at levels that could make it a little fun time, you know. We look at what else can we? What's another one that's been kind of poo-pooed on? AVAX already kind of bounced. I don't know. There's probably a bunch of other ones, man, but it is what it is. They can drop by half again. True. That's also true, Wayne. I'm not gonna deny that. That is also true. They definitely can. Like they can go down way lower. We don't got a crystal ball. We have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid till the 1st. No, that's okay. You got 5 days, man. Bitcoin could just consolidate here for another week or two. You don't know. Later, guys. Later. Some of you guys are dipping out. Have a fantastic day, guys. A fantastic rest of your night. Thank you guys for coming in and showing support to the channel. A lot of you guys came in and said some nice things today. And once again, man, we're getting through this day by day. We're taking it one day at a time, taking it day by day, and just letting it play out. And that's all you can do. It's fantastic. Some of you guys are super nice today. I'm in a great mood today. I see like everyone's in a good mood today, which is fantastic. I will continue to say I don't think it's going to be all rainbows and sunshines yet. I think there's going to be days that make you want to sell. I'll tell you, there's going to be days that still make you want to sell. I think today a lot of people probably pooped their pants, because at one point Bitcoin pulled back to right here, and altcoins were getting trounced. I think there's probably a lot of people that sold at when Bitcoin was at that low, right? Bitcoin didn't even move down that much. It was down 2%. And I looked, and some of the altcoins were down like 10, 8, 7%. It's probably a lot of people just pooped on that day. There's got to be more of that shit where Bitcoin just poops down a little bit, altcoins get wonked. And I'll tell you this, if you were here in 2021 or 2020, you know that even when the market's bullish, you know how hard it is You might think it's easy to just sit back and hold an altcoin up 20x, 30x. You know how hard that actually is? Because you might think, oh, it's just going to go straight up. No, it'll go up 2x and then pull back 50%. Could you stomach, say you have an altcoin that goes up 20x. You make life-changing money off that, right? Could you stomach that? Pulling back 50% just for it to go higher again. Because that's what's going to happen multiple times. You know, you might look at the weekly chart and just see straight up green candles. But if you zoom in, you're going to see 50% drops, 40% drops, 30% drops. You know what I mean? You're going to see some crazy drops, bro. And just be prepared for that, because it's not just like, oh my God, I'm going to hold and it's going to go straight up. There's going to be days where you're like, shit, it's over. And it's really not. It just like pulls back and then goes back up again. You know? Bass said, I hold that chain link long since June. It went back to within 35% of my entry. Now I'm at 1,200%. That's what I'm talking about, Beth. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Your mom said I can stomach a lot. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're getting dirty in here tonight, boss. It's Thursday. I don't know if we can get that 30. I mean, it is Thirsty Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday, and your mom's feeling kind of thirsty in the chat. Where's Clint? He's probably feeling thirsty too. He's probably halfway through his boxed wine. Where's Franco? Franco told me to go to Virgil's Barbecue. Overrated. Overrated, Franco. It was good. I give it a 7. But man, you're thirsty for Virgil's Barbecue. Bass probably thirsty for a blunt. Mike's probably thirsty for some chilies, you know? Michael Jason! Please! Man. Are we feeling greedy? I'm surprised this is that greed, honestly. Sometimes like I don't agree with the Fear and Greed Index. Sometimes I don't get the same vibe as the Fear and Greed, but you can't argue it. You can't argue it. Gangsters. Mr. Hart's a gangster too. Mr. Hart is a gangster. He's a gangster slanging the gangsters out there. Friday here for Australia. Man, it's already Friday. You're lucky, man. It's Friday. Friday's a great day. How was 7 bad? Franco, I'm being dramatic. It was a good pulled pork sandwich. Maybe it was my fault for getting a pulled pork sandwich. Maybe I should have got something more bullish, but I went with the pulled pork sandwich because a pulled pork sandwich, to me, it's between like a pulled pork sandwich and ribs. What's the benchmark of a good barbecue restaurant? I think it's got to be just a simple pulled pork or ribs. So I went with the pulled pork to get a good benchmark of it. And man, like I told you, it's a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. But would I go out of my way to go there again? The answer is no. Doesn't mean it was bad though. But Franco, I'm honestly, it's the best barbecue place I've had over here. I'll tell you that. You guys want to know the best barbecue place that I've ever had? It was this one random ass place in Philly. This one random ass place in Philly, man. We were walking around in Philly, and I was so hungry, and all day I was like, I want some barbecue. I want some pulled pork, man. And at the last second, I go, and I'm like, I smell barbecue. No lie. The last second, I was about to get some trash food, and I was like, I smell barbecue. And not only did I get barbecue, it was so good. The whole place smelled so good. I had saliva dripping all the way down to my ball sack, all the way down to my 2-inch penis, saliva dripping down that shit. And oh my God, it was so, and it was a random spot in Philly. And it was like the most, like, you would never think a restaurant would be right there. And man, that shit was good. Man, that shit was good, man. I don't even know what it was called. But I will go back to that place one day, and I will find that place because that place was so good, man. If they had quality iced tea, that's a good bet. Quality iced tea for a barbecue place? You're crazy, man. So wrong. Let's see. What are you guys saying over here? Don't use debt to buy crypto unless you have a solid plan to pay it back. Don't use debt to buy crypto. Just never do. It's not, don't use debt to buy crypto unless you have a plan to pay it back. Don't use debt to buy crypto. Just don't. I don't care how bullish you are on crypto. Do not use debt to buy crypto. That you're setting yourself up for failure right there. Just don't do that, man. Don't do that. You're better off going to get a second job, throwing all that second job money into crypto. Do not use debt to get crypto, man. That will go wrong. I don't care how bullish you are. You might look at Michael Saylor and say, I'm going to use debt to buy crypto. You're not Michael Saylor, bro. You're not Michael Saylor. Go get a second job if you want to make a couple extra $100 a week. Just throw that into crypto, man. Like, you're better off put the work in now. Don't take the easy way out of using debt to buy crypto. Put in the work now, work some extra hours, and put that money into crypto. Don't take the easy way out of getting debt to do that shit, man. Let's see. Don't do what the government does. True. The government can do whatever they want because they're the government, you know? Especially at today's rates. Except that one guy in Discord who took out a loan to buy Link at the lows. So, hey, sometimes you get lucky, but like I said, you're going to hear of the good stories. There's probably also 90% of people who did that are completely wrecked their entire life doing that. You know? So, like, you only hear the good stories of people taking out loans to buy crypto. You're not going to hear about the person who lost his ass taking out a loan to buy crypto. You know? You're not going to hear about that shit. You're just going to hear about the billionaire who took out a loan and it worked. You know? It's like the leverage trading, right? Leverage trading is cool. It's fun. But you usually only hear about the good things. You only usually hear about, oh, this person did a 100x leverage trade, right? Oh my God, look at that percentage gain. Look at that percentage gain. He could have used 1 cent on that trade, but look at that percentage gain, you know? He could have used 1 cent of capital. You hear about the good percentage gains, but then you don't. A lot of the newbies don't think about how many people get liquidated and wrecked every single day, which is like 90% of people. You know, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you don't need to take out debt and use leverage to make money in the most like volatile space. This is the most volatile market probably in history. You know what I mean? Like, it's already leveraged. And it's not even leveraged. You know what I mean? Anything that can move 50x to 100x in a year is already like leverage in itself. Like, it's already like it's crazy. Like, you don't need to use leverage in this market. You know, you don't. Let's see. I won 20,000 by playing Street Fighter 6 in tournaments. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Bass said, Saylor is filing for the CIA in case Bitcoin wins. That would be nice, man. That'd be nice. If you tell the bank you are using a loan to invest in a holding of any sort, they will deny you. True, man. Mike, I'm doing it again just to piss you off. I said true. True. Oh, man. You already know when I read something. True. Oh, I'm sweating balls. Oh, man, I'm so sweaty right now. Man. Yeah, I'm so sweaty. Blaze said, I lost everything with leverage and now I'm in a mega profit buying crypto with debt. Very risky. I haven't told anyone. Blaze, just make sure you take profits, my man. I want it to work for you. But if you're already up big, just make sure you take some profits out, especially if you're using debt, you know? All right. Anyways, guys, it's 8:12. I think we pretty much summed up the market. I think what we got to watch for going into next week, not that it's really mattered at all, is do stocks find a bounce next week? We got FOMC meeting coming next week. FOMC meeting is such nothing burgers now. Everyone just gets their panties in a bunch every single time. It's going to be a pause. There's like a 99% chance it's going to be an effing pause. They'll get your panties in a bunch. I can already tell you what's going to happen. We're going to pause. Powell's going to say the same shit that he says every single meeting, and everyone gets their panties in a bunch. It either thinks he's going to say something more bullish or more bearish. He says the same damn thing every single effing time. So be prepared for for a no hike, and for him to say the same shit that he always does every time. You know what I mean? So FOMC meeting, whatever, man. I'm sick of those, to be honest. Other than that, it'll be interesting to see if stocks can bounce next week, and I don't think really Bitcoin needs that to happen, but I think it would help. I think it would definitely help. So once again, altcoins, pivotal level, multiple resistances. This is really the decision point. Is are altcoins going to really start moving, and like I said, not these pussy 30, 40, maybe 2x moves. I'm talking bigger moves. Is this going to happen now, or are we going to get rejected again and come back down to the bottom of the triangle? Is Bitcoin going to get the next leg? It's all correlated, my man. So I'm out, guys. Peace. If you're a bear, make sure you wipe that ass, and don't get kicked in the nuts because you got poop in your ass. All right? I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Much love. And like I said, thanks for the support today, guys. Bunch of kind words today. Keep up the kind words. Keep up the positive vibes. And once again, we're going to get through this day by day. But exciting times to come, man. Exciting times to come. I'm super excited, bro. Super, super excited. I think when you look at what's coming up over the next half a year, it's hard not to be excited despite what the macro conditions are, despite what's going on in the world. Don't be fooled by the fear. I've been fooled by the fear before. Do not be fooled by the fear, because every time the fear marks a low, the whole year the fear marks the damn freaking low. Every single freaking time. But despite that, Bitcoin's moved up the whole year, right? There's always something to effing worry about. Let's get this shit, man. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.